Hello everyone, welcome to Laberinto de Divisas. My name is José Ricaurte Jaén, directly from Dubrovnik in Croatia. Today is Friday, January 5, 2018, and we're going to start reviewing the charts before NFP, non-farm payroll. We're going to go over the levels and the most important, just give you ideas about what to do today if there's anything to do and what not to do today. We have unemployment figures from Canada and the US. Always, it's very interesting how the US dollar versus the Canadian dollar may react or not. So we're gonna go to the charts and take that information. Always remember, past performance does not indicate future performance. All the content in these videos, it's for educational purposes only. This video does not constitute offer to sell or buy any currency, nor constitutes financial advice. All right, let's go. Okay, let's move to our MT4, and I want to start with the live data from the dollar Canadian. Now, always make sure you use multi-time frames to give you a perspective what you are going to do. For example, let's start here 4 hour. 4 hour looks to you, if you're new to currency trading, to the Forex market, you probably say, well, I can buy this and use this moving average, exponential 50 period moving average as my target and resistance, because clearly it will be resistant at this level. It will be the 125.87. But believe it or not, sometimes you just have a breakout, and this breakout will be going below the psychological mark 125.00, and it will continue the trend. You can see from this perspective here, we are in a downtrend. This is very something quite easy to recognize. Now, what we want to do as well, one of the best practices as professional traders. What professional traders take a look at this section, the high and the low for the day. If you look at this, we're probably only 40 minutes from the data. You can see here to the upside, the high of the day 125.12. Currently we're above the psychological mark, the round figure. So that's not too much as far as like if you want to go short. You're looking to play a game with being the high, being the resistance for you, your stop loss, and the low being your support if you're looking to buy. That's a very narrow range to trade. So pay attention to these levels all the time before you place any orders. Now, if you take a look here, and you're looking to buy, now you realize that this is again the 50 period moving average, but on the monthly chart right here at 124.50, it's where we have the support. So in the event that there is a crash, and let's go to the economic calendar right now for a moment before I share with you this. If you take a look at this, what happens on Fridays when we have the NFP data is the fact that we also have some critical information from Canada. We have an unemployment rate, the net change in employment, and this affects what's going to happen against this. So let's say you have very positive data here, and then you have sort of a decent as consensus, as expected, for non-farm payrolls. You're still going to have a massive move, price action, massive price action on the side of the Canadian dollar, because those two data clashes today. So you have to pay attention to that, and that's why sometimes you will see the dollar Canadian, it can easily move 150, between 100 to 150 pips on Friday, easily, if things go well for the Canadian dollar. Now, remember, you don't have to trade today. It's your decision. If you're not prepared, if you're already in a position, the idea will be to move your stop loss, be break even, protect yourself at all time. If not, and you do need to participate in this news release, pay attention to what is happening. We are in a bearish trend. Only if, I'm going to go back one more time, only if we have superb, better than expected figures, but I'm talking probably we have a 300, which is not it's not impossible. The scenarios that is not probable, but the capacity of a nation to generate already a 100,000 jobs per month it's slim. Now imagine 200, 250 every month. So you need to consider that scenario. And also keep in mind the Federal Reserve, they already have their hike plot as far as probably 3 hikes in 2018. But you also have to consider that the Bank of Canada may come in and do the same. And so far, just as the last data, keep in mind in 2017, the Canadian dollar gained more than almost 10%, all the way from 137, came down all the way here. It was almost a 10% appreciation against the dollar. And the last piece of fundamental that you want to keep in mind, I want to share this with everyone, is something that Sandeep Kanihama published on FX Trade. When was this published? It was on December 22nd, and it's basically sharing the position of ING as far as what could happen in Q1 in 2018 with the dollar Canadian. It can sort of make a comeback, sort of a pullback, because we know over the last 2 weeks of the month of December, the dollar index was a little bit hammered. It was bleeding, and this will give an opportunity for, if it's a sort of a discount in short term, people will buy the dollar, and it can bring the dollar Canadian all the way to 127. But pay attention, keep in mind, I'm going to share it here, keep in mind the very strong resistance that we have around the 129 round figure, 129.50. Very important, the round figure and the 50 mark. And the 50 period moving average resistance comes at 128.50. Very important to keep that in mind. This will be a very important. You have in weeks time, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks in the very end of 2017 that were massive resistance for this pair. Keep that in mind. And finally, we're going to just go take a look at the dollar Canadian via the Forex Black Book. You know, the time I spent with Forex Traders Daily, almost 5 years working with them. And you will see here that on the bottom, the indicator shows red, meaning we favor sells. And we still have room to visit all these down levels. And the main resistance so far in the short term will be 126.90, 126.80. Once again, make sure to come back to our channel. We'll have more information on a daily basis. And always remember, never risk your house for pennies.